Hey Tarot friends, it's Jade here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad to be back. I've taken a little bit of time off because, well, things have been very overwhelming. I was not feeling so super well, and with all this, the state of the world in all respects, just has been very overwhelming. So I needed to find a way to sit back and sort of bring my energy back to myself and not get so not be so overwhelmed. Anyway, I am back. I hope to be making some more videos soon, but I thought I'd come back with a wrap-up of May and June. It's the beginning of July. Actually, oh my gosh, it's almost mid-July. And I missed my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. So that was June 23rd. I actually did do a video. I did it on the 24th, but I decided that I decided to change it up just because. Anyways, just because. So thank you very much to everyone who has supported me for the past year. It has been an incredible ride. It really has. When I look back and think about how many times I almost hit delete on the channel and almost delete on probably my first 50 videos. But I'm glad I stuck with it because, because of you guys. I've really enjoyed the community and the camaraderie. I've made quite a few friends and people that I would like to become closer friends with. So I just don't want to be I don't want to be a stalker. Anyways, so I have learned an incredible amount by both having the channel, because let's be honest, it was a huge, for me anyways, maybe not for everybody, but it was a huge technical learning curve. So thank you for sticking with me for so long. I'll talk a little bit more about that, about the 1-year thing and going forward a little bit, towards the end of the video. But I did want to do a May-June recap. But before I get to that, I wanted to say a couple things. One, this is going to be a long video, and I don't apologize because, well, I mean, they always say you should make videos that you like to watch, and I like to watch long videos. I like short videos as well. Like, they're nice and just like super quick when I don't have a ton of time. But I really enjoy watching YouTube videos when I'm doing other things, like if I'm ironing clothes, or, which, let's be frank, doesn't happen often. But when I'm cleaning or washing dishes or whatever, I like to actually have, or if I'm just sitting and knitting, I like to have one video and not have to change the channel every few minutes, So it is, I have a lot of stuff, guys. I have, 2 months plus worth of acquisitions. Like, this is going to be a deck haul, y'all. I don't know why I use the word y'all, because I'm not from the southern US. Which I think is where that word comes from. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, it's freaking bloody hot. Okay, right now it is. I'm so flustered because it is 36.5 degrees Celsius. It's about 98 degrees for those of you in the States, and I do not do well with heat, so we'll see how this goes. So, long video, grab your beverage of choice because it's so hot. I'm not drinking anything hot, I'm just drinking plain water. And we'll get started. But before I do that, I just wanted to say a quick thing with regards to my last video. I want to thank all of you know, all those of you who sent me messages or notes or comments either on YouTube or Facebook or Messenger or whatever about it. And you know, I guess I have mixed feelings. I want to say thank you. I appreciate the words. I really appreciate the fact that people thought it was a worthwhile video. But I do want to clarify that I didn't make that video for any thanks or anything like that, because I don't think that thanks are necessary. I think everybody should be speaking from their heart, and you know, this is such an important matter that everybody should be doing the work. That's my opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. We can't agree to disagree on racism, sorry. But anyway, that's all I want to say. I spoke from my heart, and and that's it. The past couple of months have been tough. They've been very tough. And that's 3 months, I guess, 4 months now. Since COVID, since I was sick, and I've, you know, my chronic illnesses and migraines have not let up. They've been absolutely horrendous. And everything that's going on in terms of you know, the violence and racism and just atrocities happening all over the world. All over the world, everywhere, not just in terms of Black and brown lives, but you know, Indigenous communities everywhere and whatnot. Anyway, it's been very overwhelming, and I realized once again I was getting into the cycle of just like all of my energy just being sapped away by everything. And so I needed to take a break and just find a way to gather my energy back. This is not funny, by the way. I have this thing where I guess I always said, you know, I grew up with a sort of mantra. I had a traumatic childhood. Let me just say that. But and I always had this mantra of like, don't ever let them see you cry. And you know, it's better to I smile because I smile or I laugh because the alternative is crying. So if you see me smiling and when we're talking about tough things, I'm not in a great mood. I'm just trying to keep it together. So I find that I sometimes have to clarify that for people, especially those who don't know me. So anyways, all that to say is I just needed a break. And so I took a break. I came back, and I thought this was a good time. I actually did do a video on June 24th. So my 1 year anniversary on YouTube was June 23rd. I didn't manage to do a video on the 23rd because horrible migraines, but I did one on the 24th, and it was a little too emotional. So I decided to reshoot. So, gonna be a long video. Let's start with acquisitions. And also some sales, I guess. So, acquisitions. Oh my God, did we ever have a deck haul? And I'm gonna show not just May and June, but also everything I got up to today. Because an order that I had placed back in May finally arrived. And so let's start with those, because I'm super excited by this, because at least one of the decks is from so actually these 3 decks, so this one order came in together. I placed the order together for 3 decks. It is a tarot deck, an oracle deck, and a Lenormand deck. They're all from Make Playing Cards, and you'll see that I haven't even taken them out of the plastic yet, because I literally just got them. This first one I've been so excited to get because because it's from a fellow YouTuber. This is Julie from Peekaboo Rose, and it is her cup of contemplation cards. So you see, J Rose 2020. I've been so excited to get these cards. And you know, I saw Julie do a walkthrough, and at one point, like months ago, because again I ordered these back in May, and I'm hoping that this shows up properly, because for me it looks like it's reversed. But I'll do a walkthrough. I won't show all the cards now, but they are so adorable. Okay, like I absolutely love these, and I really love the prompts, because with my practice, I find that for meditation in terms of just clearing my mind doesn't really work for me. I try and it's just hard. Something else always comes in. So I always find it much easier to actually think on something. So that's why knitting was great when I was first learning, and that's why crochet was great, because I've talked about this before, you can't think about anything else, right? Like other than that one action. And something like this where you can actually reflect and sort of meditate on that one topic, I think is amazing. Like that will be amazing for me. So I'm really looking forward to using these. I love the color palette. It's beautiful. Love it so much. I love that it's simple, and I really look forward to bringing this into my my daily practice. I'm thinking that for me, like this is talking about shutting my brain off. So I am not being able to shut my brain off when I want to. One of the things for me, and I'll show some more cards, I guess, as I'm talking about this, but I have bad insomnia because I cannot stop thinking on things that have happened throughout the day, what I need to do the following day, what I need to do for the following week, for the following month, different projects, things I need to do, people I need to talk about, places I need to go, and I just have a hard time sleeping. So I'm thinking that this deck is going to live on my nightstand, and I'm going to pull one card in the evenings and sort of meditate on that and hopefully fall asleep. That's what I'm going to start. Anyways, we'll see. I'll let you know how successful that is. All right, so that's the first one. Let's go to that's the Oracle deck. Let's go to the Lenormand deck. Just going to pull this out here. This one was on my wish list for a long time, and I decided to finally bite the bullet because, while shipping to me is not cheap. Oh, weird. It comes with a bunch of blank cards. And so I thought to make it worthwhile, I have to add more, right? So this is the Soulless Lenormand. And again, I will do a walkthrough. I've been getting more into the Lenormand decks, and what I really liked about this one, other than the beautiful imagery, which I just love, and I love the color palette as well, the browns and deep blues and whatnot, but I really I'm just a beginning Lenormand reader, so I really like that it has some of the keywords and a little description down below. Maybe that's a little bit hard to read, but anyways, let's see, is that one any easier? I don't know, it's looking really blurry for me. Anyways, they're just beautiful. So and I also really like the size. I love that it's a normal tarot deck size. So if that's a tarot deck, it's actually the exact same size, just obviously thinner because not as many cards. So that is deck 2. All right, the third deck that I got from Make Playing Cards is another tarot deck, and this one I had no plans on getting. I didn't even know about it, but as I was scrolling through one night when I had insomnia, and that's a whole other issue in terms of scrolling different websites and trying and hitting buy. I had I had a had a panic attack yesterday because I've been trying not to hit buy in the middle of the night because sometimes it's just crap I don't need, right? And yesterday I came home from work. I had to actually go into the office yesterday. I came home from work and there was an Amazon Prime package on my front porch. And I was like, oh my God, I don't remember buying anything. Like, I didn't buy any. I don't remember, like, oh my God, did I order something in the middle of the night? Anyways, luckily it wasn't mine. It was my husband's. Anyways, so here's the back, and this is the the Star Tarot. I'm gonna have to put it down below, I think, in the description box. Why this caught my eye, you'll see why. So, remind you of anybody? Little Johnny Depp, little Neo, right? I haven't even gone through, well, obviously, because you just saw me open them, but actually there's Jean-Luc Picard. No, he was, this is the X-Men. I can't remember his name. Professor Xavier? Is that his name? The Titanic? Heart of Stars Tarot, that's what it is. I don't know that one. I'm gonna have to look for it. Anyways, I won't walk through all of the cards here, but I just thought it was so fun. There's Superman. Yeah, I just thought it was so fun. And actually the cards that caught my eye, because I didn't look at all of them, were the Star Wars themed ones. So there's Princess Leia and Jabba the Hutt. Oh, there's Lord of the Rings. Death. Anyways, I won't go through all of them here, but I just thought that was fun. So I decided to buy it. So I'm gonna have fun looking through it. I don't know if it's going to be a deck that I can read with, but that's okay. I've come to acknowledge that I am also a collector and not just a tarot reader, so I can appreciate it for the art. All right, so that's deck 3. Okay, deck 4 is an oracle deck. And this one is the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, and the artwork is by Danielle Noel, who did the Moonchild. This one is Don Michelle's Fault over at Boho Tarot. And if you haven't seen Julie Rose's hashtag what the hell, Don Michelle. Sorry. She just shows such beautiful things, and it just makes me want to buy all the things. So I don't want her to stop making videos because I enjoy them too much. But I really, really like this. I love the color palette. I love the color. Yeah, they're just beautiful. Again, I won't show them all, but I've been really enjoying pairing oracle decks, like 1 or 2 cards with my tarot readings. So I have a few decks that this one I think is going to look beautiful with. Okay, so that's deck 4. Let's see if I can do this without making this deck turn over. Deck 5 is another What the Hell Dawn Michelle deck. And this is the Mythical Goddess Tarot. So I watch a lot of YouTube videos when I'm running on a treadmill. Why am I not running outside? I'm not running outside because it's too bloody hot and I can't breathe. So I don't do well with the heat. I really don't do well with the heat. Anyway, so if I run while I'm on the treadmill, then I can watch YouTube videos on my iPad, and I find that that actually helps me take my mind off of the pain of running, let's be honest. And Dawn Michelle did a video where she took this deck and modified it. So the original deck, I'm going to show you a picture from the inside. Here, there's one. Okay, so this is what the cards looked like originally. So you have a whole border, you've got the title at the top, and then, or sorry, the title at the bottom, and then the keywords at the top. And so you'll see that that one is purple, that's the major arcana. And then the suit of seas or water is this deep blue. The suit of skies, which is air, is this lighter blue. And the suit of fire is an orangey red. And we missed one. Did we miss one? Yes. Where's the coins? There it is. The suit of earth is green. So I actually like all the colors except the purple. I really just like that shade of purple. I don't know if it's coming through. I found it kind of garish, and my deck, much like Dawn Michelle's deck, she showed it when it arrived that the edges were the edges of the cards were just horrible. Like they were crunched up, nicked. You could see where they had punched out the cards. They were just not great. I had the same problem with my deck, and I could have sent it back. I just bought it on Amazon, but I chose instead, since I didn't like the purple border anyways, I chose to copy Dawn Michelle and modify my deck. So this is what the backs look like. You'll see the difference in terms of size with a regular size tarot card. Right, so it is a small deck, and I trimmed it, used a large size quarter rounder, and I used kind of an orangey red, orangey tangerine color. I don't know if that's coming out very well, to match well, they look like hearts to me, but it's the bottom. I think these are goblets. Anyway, so that's what I did. So I think Dawn Michelle was using this as an oracle deck. I could be wrong about that. I still want to use it as a tarot deck. So what I did was I wrote down on some of the cards, not all of them, I think, I wrote down the suit and what the card is at the bottom. Well, actually, I think it depends. I tried to do it there. I did it on the top. Some are sort of not as, some are unobtrusive. Anyways, it is a beautiful deck. I've not used it. This is a gorgeous card. I have not actually used it for readings yet. Just haven't gotten around to it. Frankly, I haven't done a ton of readings in the past month because I've just, again, overwhelmed and no energy. So, all right, so that is deck 4. Okay, the next deck is a deck that just came in yesterday. This is this is a deck that I ordered June 4th, according to the receipt. And this is by 2020 Midia, Clara Spalinska. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And this is a Lenormand deck. So I also bought the pouches from her, so I have to show you this actually first, because it is adorable. So you can see on the back, right? So she made the pouch as well. So it's a wolf, it's beautiful. And look what an amazing job she did, right? Like she lined it up so that you get his face doesn't get cut off. So it's very cool. Very inexpensive deck, okay? But gorgeous. And so the one thing with this is I didn't realize how small it is. This is mini, so let me show you the size of a tarot deck. So it's mini. I didn't realize it was gonna be that small, but for about $15, like Canadian, and it's just gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful. I really like it. Actually, this is gonna stay in my purse, I think. So I know that I've pretty sure. Oh, maybe I didn't shuffle them, but I will do a walkthrough of these. But oh my God, how gorgeous! They're amazing. So I don't know that I'm going to keep them in this bag, just because, I mean, you can see how much I like the bags to be sort of snug on the cards. So I don't know. Maybe I will keep it in there. I'm not sure. So that is deck 5. All right. The next deck is another Danielle Noel deck. I have done a walkthrough, I think, already. So this is the Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. Look how gorgeous that is. This was on my wish list for a very long time, and I finally just decided to go ahead and pre-order. There's the backs. The sides are this beautiful gold. Sorry. It sounded like my dog was puking or something. Okay. These are definitely not in order, but I love this palette. So this is primarily the deck that I was going to pair the Starseed Oracle with. Like, I think they're gonna look absolutely freaking gorgeous together. Okay, won't show them all because, again, I do have a walkthrough on my channel, so have a look. If I remember, I'll try to link it down below. But so I've not really worked with this deck very much yet. I think I did a deck interview. I might have done 1 or 2 readings with it, but the reason is I want to do an in-depth deck study, and I am still working on 2 other ones. So once that's done, then I will. Once those ones are done, then I'll move on to this one, and I'm still looking forward to it. Oh my gosh, it sits on my desk so that I can ogle it. So that's deck 6. Deck 7. I told you this is gonna be a long one, guys. We're already at half an hour. Okay. Deck 7 is the Beautiful Creatures Tarot, which is another deck that it's got beautiful purple gilding. I don't know if you can see, it looks like there's almost, yeah, you can see kind of that it's, you kind of see that the purple has sort of flaked off in areas. It's okay, it doesn't bother me. I was kind of disappointed because that happened within the first week, and I maybe used them 3 times, so, but that's okay. I do like them. This is one sassy deck. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I never understood what people meant when they say that their decks are saucy or they feel called out until I got this deck, because it is not shy. It's like the message I get. Also, there's 2 extra cards in here. I do have a walkthrough, so I'm not going to go through all of this. But anyways, it's very sassy. The other thing that happens is that this deck keeps disappearing on me. Does that ever happen to you guys? And I don't mean that I like pick it up and I bring it somewhere else and then I forget it there. That's what I thought the first time, that it disappeared, except that I just keep them all on my desk and don't take them anywhere else. And then when I found it again, it was back on my desk, but I know that it wasn't there before because I like opened every bag, every box, like everything on my desk, and it just appeared. I don't know. Anyways, maybe I'm going crazy, but that does keep happening. At least it comes back, right? So that is deck 6, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's deck 8. All right, deck 9 is another one that's been on my list for a long time, and I refused to get it because it was actually it's quite expensive for a mass market deck with such thin cardstock. So I love the images, right? This is the alchemy something or other. Oh, brain. I can't remember. Maybe I'll put it down. Anyways, you guys are probably screaming it at me. I find it beautiful. I love the color palette. I love the art. Come on, focus, people. Okay. But the one thing that I kept hearing from everyone I talked to about this is that this deck, the cardstock is so thin. Okay, look. Can I show this? Let's see here. So I'm holding it top and bottom. You can see that card. This card is completely warped. It doesn't, so if something has good cardstock, it should snap back, right? Like cards that have, but that one, look, right? It doesn't snap back. So not crazy about that, but I really like it, and I'm gonna keep using it. This is one of the decks that I've been doing a deck study on. I mean, it shuffles great, right? I really enjoy. Can I do this in the air? Oh my god, I might throw some cards at you guys. We'll see. I already dropped some. Yes, I threw cards at you. Sorry. Oh my god. I'm a little giddy today because okay, Okay, anybody who is a parent, especially of younger children, although my children are not super young, but they're high needs, especially during COVID, when we're all stuck at home and there's been no school in school. Yeah, anyways, that's not from just now, that was like that before, but anyway, you don't get a lot of, like, our houses are not that big, right? Like, we still, like, we're always in each other's faces, and you know, people are going a little bit stir crazy. It's just a little too hot to go outside, so we're inside in the air conditioning for a good parts of the day, and you're just always on top of each other, right? So my other half and both of my children have taken off to the cabin for the weekend. So it's Friday afternoon, and they're not back until Sunday. I don't mean to smile this much, but oh my gosh, I am so looking forward to having 2 nights just to myself, not having to do anything. Like, maybe I'll actually do some tarot, do some videos, do some knitting, just relax, binge watch my favorite shows. The sky's the limit, I guess. I'm just gonna take a sip of water because okay, so what was that? Deck 10? Deck 11. Okay, so deck 11, I just have in this little pouch. And this is I'm trying to look for the box here. This is the Tarot of Vampires. There's the backs. The backs are beautiful. They're gorgeous. I edged it in a red to match the rose. I think I did a pretty good job. The cards are gorgeous. So normally I'm not like a huge fan of the borders especially if they stand out very much from the cards. In this case, because they're thin and I don't know, I kind of find them unobtrusive. They're not, they sort of flow from the artwork, I think. They kind of frame the artwork really well. I will do a walkthrough of this deck. Again, this is a deck that I bought maybe a month and a half ago, and I have not used it yet because I have been told that the guidebook is amazing and it's wonderful for shadow work, and I am going to work through it. So another study deck for when I'm done with the alchemical whatever it is. I know in the UK it's called the Modern Tarot Reader. Yeah, whatever. I can't remember. Sorry. So when I'm done my in-depth study of that one and this next deck I'm going to show you, then I'll move on to the Moonchild and the Vampire deck. I never thought I would be called to use that Vampire deck, but I watched Owl Moon's. She has, I think, 3 videos on working with the Vampire Tarot, and as she did with my very first deck, which was the Tarot de l'Ennemi, she convinced me that I really did need to give that one a try. And I do love the art. I don't normally like a lot of bloodshed or gore or anything. Anyways, for another shadow deck, we're now at, I think, 12, if I am keeping count correctly, and this is the Bohemian Gothic. So this is the 2nd edition. Yeah, 2nd edition. And this, so it looks like the box is beat up, but it's actually from what I understand, there was a known defect with the second edition box, where the coating, the plastic that covers the cardboard, actually just peels or separates from the cardboard below. So it's not ripped or anything. It's just you just can see that it is separated. That's okay. It doesn't bother me. It's a lovely box that hinges like this. And you guys probably have realized by now that I don't normally keep my decks in boxes, but this is one that I will, because this is a very special deck for me. Okay, so second edition. I do have a walkthrough of this deck on my channel. These are the backs. I think Sarah, oh my Lord. I'm so sorry, guys. My brain is not functioning at full capacity, and I really need to take another pill. Another migraine pill. I am blanking on her channel name. I'm so sorry. Is it Strength from Tarot? I'll try to link it below. I'm not, if I remember. Sorry. Anyway, she has shown on her channel I think she has a third edition, which has different backs. I love the backs. And I think hers is not gilded either. So maybe they took that out for the third edition. I'm not sure if there's any, I'm not sure if there are any changes. I love the strength cards. I don't know if there's any changes in the specific cards from the second to the third edition, but these are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Again, I've not used this deck a ton just yet. I am doing a deck study of this, so this is the second deck that I have been working with. And actually, I'll show you the journal that I'm using. So we'll just take a break for a second from the deck collections, because there are more. There are more acquisitions. Okay, if I could do this without knocking everything over, I'm using this journal here. I love it. It's got beautiful like gold gilding. Sorry, the little booklet is in there actually. So you can see it looks a little large, and that is because I actually took photo of I laid all the cards out, like all 78 cards, and I took a photo. So if I lay the cards out on my dining room table, and then I stand on a chair and take a photo, sort of like from this, like I guess a foot above my head, however far I need to be, so that I can get all 78 cards. Actually, sorry, no, in this case, I have done that, and that gives you cards that are about 1 inch by 3/4 inches. These are obviously bigger than that, so I think I did it in two. Yes, I did it in 2 batches of 30 something cards. And then I just cut and pasted them into the book. So what I have done is basically this is when I started. Look, May 10th. And the fact that I'm still going tells you that I haven't done much. I've got information, my intention, my first impressions, just general info on the major arcana. So here I haven't, so the majors, I've got 1 page for each of the majors. And I haven't done many. I'm not doing it in order, obviously. There's one that is filled out. So basically, I write down the meaning of the card, And that is from a combination of the Little White Book plus my own meetings that I get from doing readings. And actually, that is why I'm not going in order, is because I'm actually doing it as I'm doing readings. I'm coming back and I'm filling out the page. So I do a combination of this plus whatever meetings I get. And then also at the beginning, so before I do the readings, I also will do impressions from the card image, right? So what do I get just from looking at the image? What feelings does it evoke? What possible other meanings can I get from it? There's info on the minor arcana. Again, this is from the book, and I ran out of space, so I have this little like card. Put some more on there. It's okay. Oh, actually, sorry. So the minor arcana, so this is from the Little White Book, is basically talks about each of the elements and how they apply. And then on this little card, the Little White Book gives some numerological associations. So that's what I put here. And then for the minors, I again did two cards. I filled out way more of the minors than I have of the majors. But anyways, I do want to get back to this. Now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I want to get back to this and hopefully get this one done fairly soon. I don't want to rush it. It's not a race, and so I do want to take my time. But part of the reason it's taking me this long is just because I haven't been doing anything, because no energy. All right, so how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I guess it's about 11 decks so far. Okay. If I counted properly. Oh my god, if you guys could see the mound of stuff around me. Insane. Okay. I'm gonna leave that one for now. Okay, I got this deck. So this is deck 12, I guess. I don't know. I lost count, 12 or 13. This has been around for a while, right? A long time, the Psychic Tarot. And I bought this one in a Hay House sale because I've always been curious about it. Much like actually quite a few of the decks that I've gotten today, that I'm showing today, that I got recently. There's some decks where, like, I don't know if you guys have this, but there's some decks you see a walkthrough, or you see on Etsy or on the website, like, click buy, right, immediately. And then there's some decks that for some reason I think, oh, you know what, I really like that deck, but then something always stops me from hitting that buy button. And then one day, like out of the blue, it'll just come back and I'll be like, I need that deck. So that was what happened here. I can't remember if I showed this or not. I definitely have a walkthrough, but there are the backs. They're beautiful. I did the edges in kind of a couple of different colors, yellow and orange, to sort of match the line. And these are the cards. I've heard a lot of really good things about this deck. And, oh, there's the picture on the cover. And so I really want to use it. So it is called the Psychic Tarot Oracle Deck. And I think the reason they call it an Oracle deck is because there are not 78 cards. I think there's 55 or something. So this is another one. 65 cards. I think this is another one that I am going to be doing a bit of a deck study with. I like to study. What can I say? But wait, there's more. All right, I don't know. What are we at? 12 or 13? Why yeah, probably doesn't watch this, but he does these videos where he has these huge deck hauls, and I kind of feel like what he must be feeling right now. Okay, so this, I've been getting into TDM more lately. I've been doing, that was one of my goals for this year, is to study more. I did have 2 or 3 decks, and I wanted more, I guess. So this one is the Tarot de Maria Celia. I wanted something that came in a sturdy box. I could throw it in my bag and kind of leave it there. Everyone has seen this. This is the cutest deck. I believe so. Leonard Jim Narciso. I think he's Filipino. Beautiful backs. Beautiful. The coloring on this deck is gorgeous. I really want this in a bigger size. I would love if this was in a bigger size. They're just so pretty. So pretty. Anyway, so that's the Tarot de Maria Celia. It is so freaking cute and so great. Like, such a great deck. You know, especially for learning Marseille. I adore it, actually. Okay. I wanted to support a person of color and their business, and I bought the Hoodoo Tarot by Tayana Lee McQuiller. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. The deck is in here. I was wondering if I took the deck out. I've not worked with it yet because, again, like, I want to go through the book first. Okay, this irritates me about decks. This is not the only deck that this happens. This is not the only deck that they do this with, but I really hate when the cards are separated in half. I understand it's because of the size, and in order to put the book in and keep the size of the box down. I get it. I just don't like it. Beautiful backs. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, please don't at me or send me hate mail because you believe that a white person should not have this deck because Hoodoo is a closed religion. Because, well, first of all, to think that you're going to learn Hoodoo from a tarot deck is not, like, again, words. That'd be a pretty dumb assumption. Sorry. To think you're going to learn Hoodoo from this. Like, Hoodoo is a closed religion. That's fine. This is a deck, and this is a deck. This is a beautiful deck. The artwork called to me so much. And I can work with it as a tarot deck and just appreciate the art, appreciate the artwork. I want to read the book and go from there. But in case you still don't, in case you're curious, Tayana Lee McQuiller, who's the deck creator, actually has a Facebook, has a post at least on her website for sure, maybe on Facebook as well, where she actually addresses that. And she says, look, I made this deck for everybody to enjoy. So white, brown, purple, or blue, enjoy. And so that's what I did. And that's what I'm going to do. All right. Okay, I don't know. That was 13 or so. This is over a couple months, guys. Okay, so not just this month. Okay, I wanted to try something new because ADHD over here, and I just wanted to. And so I bought this deck, Kipper Deck by Chiro Marchetti. I've been really enjoying my Celia deck. Well, actually, to say really enjoying is probably a stretch, because the Celia deck is not very nice. Like, it is not nice. It flays your soul. Anyway, and I'm told that Kipper is not that different. So, not worked with this at all yet. Actually, I don't even know if I've looked through all the cards. I don't think I have. It does have beautiful silver edging, like the backs. And I will have a walkthrough. And I'll talk about this once I actually get to using it. From what I understand, the Kipper deck is similar to Celia in that it's really like an everyday deck. Like, this tells you specifically things, what will happen, what you need to do, whatever. Like I said, I haven't worked with it, so I can't comment on that. That's just what I've been told. I don't know how many decks. I think that's 14 decks, maybe 13, 14. Okay. I'm gonna go with this one. Almost there. This one. The Shadowland Tarot. This is a hashtag what the hell Jen from Science to Soul. Because she showed hers. And I don't know, someone else showed theirs, and I watched a video by the creator where she was actually doing some readings with her deck, and I decided that I needed it. So, all right, this comes in this box, and when I first saw this deck, I'll be honest, I was like, not for me. I'm not huge into bats. And if you've heard me talk about the original RWS deck that I had at the beginning and how I hate this yellow, yeah. And then on top of that, we get to the cards, and they have these like creepy little guys. Like, don't seem to have eyeballs. And they're just like, I don't know, it's not really for me. But it kind of stuck with me, and the more I saw of the artwork, the more it sort of called to me. The thing with the eyes, at first I thought the eyes were like super creepy because they don't have eyeballs. But what I realized, and this is sort of what made it okay for me, is that because they don't have eyeballs, and this is the creator that explained this, which is Monica Budursky. Because they don't have eyeballs, or pupils, I should say, not eyeballs. They don't have pupils. they could be kind of looking in any direction, right? So they could be looking, actually, they could also be looking inwards. Maybe their pupils are focused inwards. And because this is a, because this is more of a shadow deck, hence the term Shadowlands, you know, that kind of made sense to me, right? Oh, look, even the sun has eyeballs. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk about with this deck. So it has gilded edging. My deck, I don't know if they all do, but it has a slight bow. That's not from me with shuffling because I haven't used it yet. But you can even see here actually. Sec. Not crazy about that. So I think for a bit, oh boy, you can even see like there. For a bit, I'm probably going to end up full shuffling it in the other direction just to try to change that. So one of the things, and I've seen other people have that same issue. One of the things that people were complaining about with this deck is that the gilded edging, which did not look like this, it looked like the super shiny edging was hurting their hands. Super sharp, much like decks like the Fountain Tarot and Influence of the Angels actually was one. This had the exact same gilding. So how to fix that? It's super easy, guys. You take a bone folder or a pencil without any sharp edges. I've even used crystals. Like I've used a ooh, sorry, nice and close. I've used, you know, just a polished stone without any sharp edges, and this is how you fix that problem. Or one way to fix that problem. You put the card on something solid, obviously clean. You take your implement, whether it's a pen, pencil, whatever, anything that's not sharp, a rock, and you just run it. Don't even have to press very hard, but you just run it along all four edges, okay? Obviously this is awkward because I'm doing it in the air. I did both sides, okay? Anyways, you do that. When you do that, what happens is that it takes, basically the reason it was sharp is because they spray the deck, right? And actually the Mary L was the same, and I had to peel every single card apart, and that was because they spray it together. And what happens is that there's a raised edge on one side or the other, or both, of that gilding material, and so that's what's sharp. So by doing this, you're actually squishing that metal gilding, right? So what you end up with is a beautiful shimmery, it's kind of glittery gold now. So it's not as shiny as it was, even though that looks shiny pretty there, it looks pretty shiny there. But it is no longer sharp. Beautiful. It works like a charm. Okay, so that's that one. And this one I have done a walkthrough. I don't know, what are we at, 15 or something? This is the Sola Busca Tarot by Il Meneghello. Oh my god, guys. I love this so much. I got this, and this deck took 4.5 months to get to me. 4.5 months. I was freaking out because it is not a cheap deck. This is the most I've ever spent on a single tarot deck. but I kind of feel like this is like a soul deck for me. So I got it. It comes in this beautiful box. And you get the standard sheet from Il Monticello that says don't look at any discrepant deviations or whatever as what's the word I'm looking for? Defects, because it's a handmade product. Unfinished edges. It's quite thick. Like it is quite thick, and you have to be gentle with these, because if you riffle shuffle these, you will break the cards in half. Not break them in half, but like sort of crease the cards. Beautiful. I do have a walkthrough on my channel, so I won't go through all the cards here, but they are gorgeous. So you might recall, if you've watched my videos before, that I did have 2 museum quality Solabusca decks from Lo Scarabeo. Once I got, and plus I had another copy of a different version of the Solabusca called the Ancient Enlightened Tarot, and that one is also out of print. I decided I didn't need 4 copies, and so I let both of my copies of the Lo Scarabeo version go, and I have now this one and my other one. So this one is my precious, and the other one is my study deck, because it is out of print, but it's more I can riffle shuffle it, like basically where it's I don't feel like I need to be as precious with that one, out of print or not. Okay. Final deck purchase is actually not a deck purchase, but a deck I made myself, and I made this months ago, but I'd never showed it. So a lovely Maria over Lady Night gave me this idea, because she did this with the Game of Thrones, and I think she also bought the Supernatural one, which is what I have. So you'll see it is the postcard collection, 100 images. So basically what I did was I copied Maria. And I mean, obviously not exactly, but I copied her idea, which is to turn the postcards into a tarot deck, because at the time they didn't have and they still don't have a Supernatural tarot deck. So what I did was I went through every postcard, because there's 100, and I picked out 78 that seemed to make sense with a particular tarot card. So, and I don't like this actually, because it's very thick, but I used a silver Sharpie or something, metallic silver Sharpie, to write the element and the number. So the only problem is that, so that was great actually, because by doing that, I spent so much time figuring that out, that the images really did resonate, right? Like for that particular card. So like, or for that particular tarot card, hopefully that makes sense. But I kind of like have it, right? Like I know when I see this image, like it does bring meanings that are similar to the RWS side of things to me. And okay, so sorry, so they were tarot, like they were postcard size, which was this size. So I turned them into squares, right? Because I wanted something that was reasonably that I could work with. The only problem is it does say the Supernatural Join the Hunt on every card. So In some cases, like this one and like this one, I was able to cut that out, and then in other cases I get some of it. That one's okay. That one actually I get the whole thing. So I made that deck myself, and what I did, so you can see the back, there's the postcards, and what I did was I check this out, by the way. It's the Fool card. Anyways, and I edged it in red. Yeah, dark red. So I thought that was cool. Again, I've not worked with this yet because energy, whatever. I'm not gonna keep saying that, but it is here. Then I also found out, I was scrolling on Amazon, as I am wont to do when I have insomnia, and I saw that a Supernatural Tarot deck is coming out, and you can pre-order it. It is available for pre-order. So I did pre-order that deck. It doesn't come out until March. So I am looking forward to it because, and the reason I bought it, even though I made my own, is because the majority of the cards are the two main characters, like the two brothers, Sam and Dean. But there are many other characters in the show, right? And they only have, like, there's maybe a handful of cards that have other people on them. So I'm really looking forward to the actual Supernatural Tarot deck, because I think they'll have more characters in it, which will be great. All right, we're not done with that, but we're done with tarot decks. We're not done with acquisitions. So, speaking of Dawn Michelle and also Lisa over at Supportive Tarot, they are hosting a rune study group on Facebook. So if you're interested, check out either Lisa at Supportive Tarot or Dawn Michelle. And Dawn Michelle at Bohemian Tarot. I'm sorry. I hate when people just say people's names and like assume that everybody knows who they are. Dawn Michelle has a YouTube channel called Boho Tarot. She also has one called Boho Bloom, which is all about her journaling, which is amazing. And then Lisa is over at Supportive Tarot, also on YouTube. So they're holding a study group. So I had a set of runes actually that I got, I think I talked about maybe at some point, but way back when I had purchased a lot on Kijiji or something of 10 or 12 decks, and one of them, one of the things in that lot was actually a set of runes from Lo Scarabeo. So this is a set of quartz runes, but I hadn't used them yet. I didn't really know anything about runes, and I do want to learn. So I'm taking part of that study group. There's the runes. These are the Fudark. This is what came with the Lo Scarabeo set. This is the typical Lo Scarabeo six languages thing, but they do give you you get about a paragraph of meaning for each card. In addition to that, this is another insomnia purchase, but on a site that is similar in the US. I think it's called Half Price Books. In Canada, it's Book Outlet or something, and you can occasionally find tarot decks, or you can occasionally find things for a less of a cost. And the reason is that they are, this box looks pretty beat up. Like, this is how it came to me, right? It just got to me yesterday. So I don't know if someone returned it or what happened, but this is the book that comes with it. So it's pretty hefty book. I've seen a whole bunch of people actually on the Facebook group have this book. It's a different version. And I didn't realize this, but it actually, I thought it was just the book, but it actually comes with a set of runes as well in this little pouch. So I'm all set. Okay. Whew. All right, other purchases that are not tarot decks. I wanted, here's something fun. I wanted something to be able to hold my cards up. So I do my weekly readings, and I like to have them where I can see them throughout the week so that I can continue to sort of reflect on them. And I don't have a lot of flat space that's not occupied with other crap. So I wanted something like a stand or something that I could sit these cards in. And what I found was these. It is actual branches, and they just have this slit in them, and they work awesome. How cool is that? And I like that the slit is wide enough that you could put 2 cards in. These are not sitting in there very well right now, but anyways, if you wanted to, you could put 2 cards, but it's not as great as just having this single card. Anyway, so that comes in a set of 20 or something, just to have them in a little muslin bag. But that's been working out great. And I love that it's, you know, it's wood. Like really, you could have made these, I could have made these myself, but I didn't have to. So, you know, whatever. And I love that it's, obviously it's a natural material, it's biodegradable. I didn't want anything that was plastic or super gone through a super refining process. Okay, couple more things, couple more acquisitions. I bought 2, I may have talked about these, and I'm sorry if I did, but I wanted to give, I like to try new things, if you haven't realized by now, and I wanted to try migraines suck, guys. Pendulums, that's the word. And so this one is Tiger Eye, this one is Lepidolite. I love this, is like, it's a bronze color, or sorry, I think it's copper, I can't remember actually, it might be copper or bronze. Metalwork and chain. Anyways, they're gorgeous. I feel content now. I'm not going to purchase anymore until I get good at using these. I've only tried them a few times, and I thought it was kind of fun actually. All right, it's 2 more acquisitions. Holy crap, we're at an hour and 18 minutes. If you're still here, kudos. This is actually something I didn't buy, my daughter bought for me. And again, this is another wood. It is handmade. It's a little jewelry box and 2 beautiful elephants, mama and a baby. I love these. It just slides. They're gorgeous. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, and I bought one more thing I did by myself, and this was this sits up on my altar. I wanted to try those cone incense things. I didn't have anything to sort of put it. I didn't know if you had to put it in anything. I know you could just sit it on something and that's fine, but I've seen these cool holders where you put that little cone incense on, which looks like this, and then it looks like smoke actually flows down like a waterfall. And I found this, which is gorgeous. And so the little incense that's there, see it has a little hole, and then it flows. It really does work. Like the incense looks like it's flowing down like a river, both here and through the hole, down through here, and collects into this clamshell pool. It's very, very, very cool. I love it. Love it, love it. The one thing I did realize though is that when I'm using this, I have to make sure I put something underneath it that I don't mind getting stained, because the incense collects here, but then it also spills over and it stains. It stains. So I learned that piece the hard way. Okay. We're at an hour and 20 minutes. I'm gonna stop there because this is probably gonna take forever. I'm not done actually with acquisitions. I'm gonna start. I'll do another video in a little bit with the rest of them, and it is that stuff is all journals. So I'm gonna come back in a separate video, and I'll talk about all the journals I bought, and the decks that I have been using in May, June, July, whenever, what I have actually done, the journaling I've been doing, and the studying that I'm working through, and then I'll talk about my what I would like to do for my 1-year anniversary. All right, if you have stuck with me until now, kudos, thank you. And otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.